Tim, if you want to turn your mic on and then start the meeting with,
Good evening. We'd like to call the meeting to order, Recreation Advisory Board, Monday, April 21st, 2025. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yep. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll go through roll. John Riordan is not here at the moment. Sean Fitzpatrick.
Present.
Here. Alfred DePaula.
Present.
Jan Radusky. Welcome. Timothy Kreutz, myself, present. Dennis Siebert.
Here.
Sandy Rubin.
Here.
And Mike Lorimore.
Here.
All right.
Perfect. All right, we've got the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting held on February 3rd.
Motion.
You have a motion, do we have a second?
I will. Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, approved. See any members from the public out there for comments from the public, but any board members would like to speak with the report?
So I just want to, actually, I don't know if everybody knows Jan or not, but Jan is now our new council rep. She took over for Selena, so I was cheering for her to want to be on our committee, so.
Very nice.
I would just like to say that this is a homecoming for me. So for those of you who don't know, I moved to Palm Beach County in 1994. I moved to the village in 1996. And then in 1998, I sat on this board for 2.5 years. And it was super fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm excited to be back, so.
The rec board itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Recreation Advisory Board.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got a taste of it then.
Exactly.
Well, you really don't then.
Exactly. I do have one more note for the board. So I think several of you were at the Citizen Summit, and we had a couple of families with some young kids. And the following Thursday at our council meeting, we had a youngster, Levi Garrett, 10-year-old, bring us a petition. And his petition was to have, at our major music festivals, at our major events, to have family-friendly bands with kid-friendly lyrics. And what was impressive is he produced an entire report for us, and really pointing out that some of our bands, like the Aerosmith Tribute Band and some others, don't really have appropriate languages all the time. So it was very impressive. He gave the report himself, and I thought I'd share that with you if you didn't know that.
Yeah, bravo for him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other reports from the board? All right. We'll move on. Upcoming programs and events.
So tonight, we have Ron Tavius Atkins. He's our program supervisor over at the rec center. So for those of you who remember, like each one of our 5 meetings, I have one of my 5 major supervisors or program coordinators come in and kind of give you a 1-year synopsis of the programs or events, projects, whatever the case may be that they're working on. So tonight it's Ron's turn to get the mic. So Ron, make sure you have your mic on. And then the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Like Mark said, my name is Ron Tavius Atkins, and I'm the program supervisor at the Recreation Center over youth and adult athletics. Tonight, I'll provide you with all the updates on our programming and as well information about our upcoming events.
Can you talk it to the mic? You're not coming loud enough.
There you go.
Start off with our co-ed youth basketball league. It's for ages K through 8th grade. This March, we wrapped it up with basketball. We had over 200 participants, so our numbers continue to grow year by year. So overall, we had 24 teams, and we had 26 volunteer coaches. With our co-ed youth basketball, volleyball, it's for middle school kids for ages 10 through 14. Evaluation and draft were taking place in March at a rec center. So all our teams are being set right now. We have 5 teams in the junior division. We have 7 teams in the senior division. This year, we had 108 players enrolled. That's a 50% increase from last year. So with that being said, we had to find a little space for all the teams to practice throughout the week. So we did an interlocal agreement with Crestwood Middle School. So I know we're in the process of getting another gym for the rec center. So I'm looking forward to our numbers to continue to increase over the years. With volleyball practice Monday through Thursday. They have games sometimes on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and also on Saturdays. For Crestwood practices, we got Crestwood practices gym for Monday through Thursday from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. This Thursday, we start games for volleyball. This Thursday's coming up. To pick it back off adult basketball, we have 10 teams enrolled. 10 teams. We're in the middle of a playoffs right now, so we should be finishing up pretty soon with adult basketball. All the games are being held at a rec center on Sundays from 12 to 6 p.m. Next, we will talk about summer camp. I know we got summer camp coming up. Summer camp will start in June 9th, and it will end August 1st. Right now, all our age groups are filled. Only age group we have available is ages 5 through 6. So our numbers are pretty much filling up pretty fast. They were pretty much filling up the first 2-3 weeks. Everything was filled up. Only age group we have available right now is ages 5 and 6 for all sections. Our early childhood adventure program and Miss Angie, she has continued to provide quality preschool classes and VBK classes at the rec center, and I think she's doing a wonderful job with those. And we have ongoing youth programs such as youth tennis at Camilla Park. We have karate at the rec center monthly, and we also have private group lessons at golf sessions at Cummins Park. Inside the rec, we also have open pickleball programs from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have approximately probably 150 participants, and we're looking for that number to continue to grow to maybe 200 by the end of this year. We also have fitness programs inside the recreation center as well, such as yoga, total body conditioning, and annual fitness room memberships. Participants, they can register throughout the year. They can come inside the rec center or online, but they can register throughout the year. Also for our youth primary sports providers, they're pretty much soccer, youth baseball, softball. They're pretty much finishing up right now with spring seasons. They will be finishing up in May. Youth soccer practice at Cats, youth baseball practice at Bob Marcello, and softball practice at Farron Parks. And they also can continue to register with them. Travel basketball practices are held at the rec center for them also. And we just finished up with tax season. Tax season just ended last week, so we pretty much finished with with them also. I've been here for 9-10 months, and it's been a great process. I want to give a thanks to Mark, Brandon, Eva, John. Everyone helped make the process so much easy and fun for me. And I want to thank you, Mark. I want to say thank you, Mark, to everyone who helped me along the way. And I really look forward to continue to work here. I love it. I love working here. Thank you.
He's a great fit for the team. And I don't know if you caught that part about in the beginning when he was talking about the volleyball numbers and having to use Crestwood Middle School for an extra gym because we don't have enough gym space, that when we can actually just use our own second gym. But I have a feeling that we're still going to have a need because we'll continue to grow the program and stuff. So
Even with the addition of the other?
Even with the addition,
Okay.
that there might
Wow,
still be
that's
enough.
encouraging.
And then we'll be able to offer more practice times for everybody too, because we're somewhat limited.
Right, and like Mark was saying, we had probably like 35 kids on the waiting list for seniors, probably had about 20 for juniors, and we got them all in, thanks to the coaches, the volunteer coaches, And we also just did agreement with Crestwood Middle so we can get all the kids off the waiting list so everyone can participate. So thanks God. Thanks a lot to Crestwood Middle School for letting us use their gym throughout the week.
Are the young kids interested in pickleball?
We haven't had young kids yet, but I know that that's probably only a matter of time. I do see a few of them out at the parks, but the parks are so heavy with older people and adults using them. So, yeah. I think when they start introducing it more in the schools, it'll become popular in the parks as well. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandson, who's a senior in Royal Palm Beach High, does pickleball.
Gotcha.
You need more space for that.
Correct. But we'll have more space for that too. Yes.
As fast as you build space, it's going to go up.
Correct. All right. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. All right, and Mark, your update?
All right, so I'm going to go over the capital projects updates for you. So compared to last month, some of the things are actually moving along. So the rec center expansion and remodeling project, we are under phase one. Contract is, we're in the midst of that right now. So phase one, it really is just basically picking up the drawings from that 60% level that we had stopped at. And the team of Kaufman Lynn and the architect firm, it slips my mind right now, but anyway, so they're working together right now. So every week we have updates on progress. It's a 6-week contract to basically get the drawings done for submittal, and then it'll come back to council. So that is moving forward. If things come in favorable and we can negotiate a good contract with them, which I feel like we should be able to, PGAL is the architect firm. Design build is what Kaufman specializes in doing. So you've probably seen their name around on other projects throughout Palm Beach County and South Florida. So it is moving forward. It most likely, if it stays on schedule, you probably won't see any like dirt moving and stuff till after Thanksgiving of this year, because it still takes a long time to get everything finalized. And then pricing and then permitting is going to be a huge piece too. So, but we're on pace. At least it's started. So that's the plus there.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Were any of the seniors involved in any of the ideas of the new building?
My understanding is they were. So, yeah, so we haven't changed anything. So I will say this. The one thing I did change is in the drawings that were handed to me at 60%, did not have a room bigger than where we currently have like our weekly lunches with 150 people that we cap at in the rec center. Now we will have a space that's bigger than that. So we can probably handle up to 200 people for those
My concern is the
breakfasts.
restrooms.
Correct. So there is restrooms. There's restrooms in the new wing. Oh yeah, no, there is, yes, everything will be ADA handicap accessible as well. And there's additional restrooms in the main wing, and there's additional restrooms in the new wing.
Not on the floor, though. You don't have to sit on the floor.
Those are down in the preschool wing.
Okay.
Those are the short ones down there, so, yes. So, the next one is the porticature over at the Cultural Center. So that contract was awarded, and work expects to start over there. So that's basically just a covering for the opening there, for the entryway. We're not going to stop what we're doing in the building, so they realize that. There may be some different flow of traffic because that Circle Drive may be closed at times when they're trying to cross the Circle Drive with the porticature. But that work will start in the month of May. The Bob Marcello Lighting Project, we've received our bids for that already, so engineering department and myself are currently reviewing those with an anticipated request for a contract being presented to the council at the May 15th council meeting. So it should bring almost all the fields over at Bob Marcello up to LED lights. Right now we only have 2 of the 8 fields on LED, so not only a better lighting situation, but energy efficient as well. The Frisbee, the disc, I call it Frisbee, the disc golf pads, the addition, so that every hole on the 2 courses will have 2 pads, so like a regular distance and then a shorter distance will be on that. My Parks Department, we're doing that, that's on, Parks Department Superintendent is getting the second set of quotes on that. So that work, again, will probably start in the month of May. So by summertime, they'll be ready for that. And again, we're still on pace with our all-access playground addition at Commons Park for going out to bid this summer. And then another big one is the Cat soccer fields. We are still waiting for this summer to hear about the grant. We do have that in the 26 capital budget, and I intend to keep it there. So which that next year's budget doesn't start till October 1st. So any questions on any of these projects?
Yeah, you had mentioned before that the expansion of the rec center, you don't think will be enough of an expansion? Or did I misunderstand?
No, I mean, I think that we, with Ron and, assuming he stays with us, keeps building that youth volleyball program, youth basketball programs, that will be sufficient, but we could always use more. So like, if I was a coach and I can only practice 2 days a week versus 3 days a week, I'd be willing to go to the school for the 3rd day a week for practice, right? So, or if when we have games, then nobody can practice because we're doing games on weeknights. So now we could use the school for practice while we're doing games in the rec center, so.
So then is there a thought for more expansion in the near future?
No, there wouldn't be, no, we're pretty much going to be like maxed out in the space that's the surface area there between the canal and the parking lot in the existing building, so.
Is there going to be more lighting in the new rec center in the parking lot?
Correct. So in addition to the rec center itself, there is, I think I did put in here too, there is connectivity, resurfacing of the entire parking lot that's there, and some consideration towards the lighting that's out there as well. And then it will connect to the Cat soccer fields. So whether there's something large going on in the rec center or at the Cat soccer fields, there will be connectivity between the 2 parking lots so you don't have to drive out and come back around. So,
That back door to the rec center now, does that say locked, or is that going to be opened?
well, that hallway will continue
It's going to go further?
further down. And so that is always locked from the exterior. So somebody could not just walk in the back door.
Okay, but there's not going to be parking or?
No, there's no parking in the back, no. The building structure itself with the gymnasium is all going to behind the building, is going to go pretty close to, there'll be a service drive back there, but that's about it before the canal is right there. So, yeah. I didn't have it on here, I wanted to share one thing with you too, so I'm surprised, actually, I thought I was going to have one resident come in. So I am making some changes over at the driving range at Commons Park. It's basically safety related. So if you've been over there, Ron, can you pull up on the computer right in front of you there? I think I had the website pulled up. And go up under departments, and right straight below there, the park amenities, right there almost where you're at. And then click down on the left side there, park maps, up towards the top there, up towards the top of that column. Nope, right there. You got list of parks. And then in the middle, or Commons Park, and pull up the map to it over on your right side. I think it's right there in the middle there. Nope. You want to pull up a map to the right, like Google Maps. Hold on, I'll come over. I'll just talk from down here, actually. want to, actually, there we go. So you can see it, all right. So what we have is this little like short, like par 3 practice area right here. And over the years, a lot of people have gotten used to that they don't need to buy range balls and they can bring their own shag bags, their own duffel bag of balls, and they hit them up here. While at the same time as right here, we've got people hitting balls from the range. They could easily, and then they go out here and they pick them back up and retrieve them. So now I have it signed that they can't use, well, they can use their own balls there, but they can't go get them. Right, so, because, how many of you guys are golfers here? Right, so you know, like from here, from this point here to this area right here is only about 50 yards. Right?
If you slice really bad.
Correct. So right now, we're trying to discourage them from there, and so the sign is that you can use your own balls in shag bag, you don't have to buy them from us, but you need to be in the short game area, and that is over in this part over here. And it's signed over here, this is the short game area. So yes, it's not 75 yards to the greens, it's maybe like 40 yards. And people are starting to migrate over there now, because over here, they're not at risk of getting hit by somebody on the range. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to migrate people over here. Eventually, yes, it would be nice to get a netting along this side here, because people on the trail that are oblivious to a driving range and what it could mean to them. So far so good. Nobody's gotten hurt, but any of us that have been out on the golf course and never seen anybody get hit with a golf ball, it's not a pleasant experience. And even tonight, there was only one person up here, and the rest of the people were on the range, and there was 2 guys over here using the short game area. There was 2 girls on a blanket in their bikes sitting right underneath this tree for shade, which is not that far from right here from a bad shot either. So anyway, so he came in to complain to me. I told him that this is what I'm trying to do, and I understand there's nothing better than free golf, practicing for free, so I'm trying to provide an area for them to do that. And I encouraged him to come to the rec advisory meeting, and so I'm assuming maybe he's moved over here and decided not to come tonight, so.
Grass grow long in that area and then
Well,
tee off there.
So one day I did see a guy up there putting, and up there too, and it is close to that other parking lot. And I did advise my park superintendent to not cut the grass so short up there. It's really just a visual target area. It's not a practical putting green up there. It's not supposed to be meant for putting. We do use the sand traps for the lessons, so they do, when they're up there doing lessons with our golf pro out there, they do sign it that part of the range is closed because they're going to be out in the sand traps. So I am looking at possibly moving bunkers over to the practice green area as well, because then, again, I just don't want people walking out in a driving range. So I do golf, and I don't see that anywhere that they would allow people to be potentially in the target area where the balls are flying, So anyway, so if any of you guys get any comments or complaints, or Jan being on the council, just giving you a heads up that that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to take a soft approach of just signage and making another space available for them that I feel is a lot safer. All right.
In that area, do you plan ever to eventually just go to the balls that we provide, or let them continue to bring in their own?
So in the putting green area, so even at some the golf courses out here, you could bring your own golf balls and go to almost any of these golf courses and walk up and practice putting on your own. Mm-hmm. Right. So I think we'll always have that available to them and the short game area for free. So yeah, we did.
Range balls aren't exactly the same as a regular golf.
That's true. That's true.
It's legit.
Right.
Statement.
Right. So, all right, Tim, that's all I've got.
Okay. Our next meeting is July 21st. Stephen Pointer with Events and Facilities is going to be doing their presentation. Do any other board members have anything they'd like to bring up today?
Got one question, would be to you, Ron Tavius. Is the yoga still on Monday at the, and what time is that?
Yoga is in the afternoon at 6.
6 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mark, is there any movement on the pickleball courts in Counterpoint?
Yeah, so the only movement is that we're going to move them, after meeting with the engineering department, we're going to move them to Pippin Park. We feel like it fits better at Pippin.
Both of them now?
Both of them.
Okay, that's a little disappointing, but I mean, that's.
Well, I can share that with them if you feel like it would be best to
No,
split, but
I mean,
we felt like,
it's above my grade to judge such a thing. It's just that I live real close to that. But if that's where the place should be because of the housings around the area, you brought that to my attention.
correct, the housing and then also the parking, because the other park,
Yes.
the parking really is,
Yes.
like you have to go all the way to the dead end.
You do, and
To get,
you're really not supposed to be down there using that as the park access anyway, I don't. think.
correct. Well, and a lot of neighbors use that parking lot as their extended parking. So,
didn't think about
versus, correct, but Pippin is kind of in the center, much more center for Counterpoint.
Okay.
And there is parking right there at the park as well.
Makes sense, thank you.
So, yeah, so that's the direction we're moving, so. Okay. Anything else?
Anything else?
Who do you speak to about if you're looking to get another class started, if there's interest in a class?
So obviously, you can always speak to me, Sandy, or Brandon is the rec superintendent. So now I will say this, right now in my last year, I've had a lot of ideas come up and I've kind of stalled on everything. And the reason being is I know that eventually we're going to be going under construction and renovations. And my goal is during that process is that everything that we have going on right now, I got a good handle on that we're going to be able to relocate it either into the cultural center, Cypress Hall, or the sporting center. If I start anything new, it's just something else I have to potentially relocate. So, but the ideas are always good because once we come out to the other side of the rec center being done, we're going to have a lot more space to program and all the ideas should be on the table.
Okay.
Okay? Okay?
I just have one comment about the West Fest.
Yes.
I'm not sure how it's run, but I did attend the event right when Harp Band was coming out, and I was very disappointed with the amount of vendors that were out of food. And I was, as I walked around with the wife and trying to decide, but there was many vendors just plastered up on, and this is a Saturday night, and they were out of food. So I was just wanted to pass that on to see, I'm sure there was more people than myself just disappointed in that fact.
Right. Yeah, so we do work with a contractor that helps us get our food vendors lined up for that event. The Friday night ones we do internally, but I will certainly pass it along to them.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
I'll motion.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
You.
so I won't see you guys for a few months, but anything comes up, you guys